Yes! Peak content. Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where we are back one final time to try and save Markiplier. I think. I don't know. He might end up dying. We might, or who knows? We might become a space dictator and give rise to an alien colony. Matt, what are you doing?
You're super.
What are you doing?
Now you're in the middle.
Oh no.
Yep.
The world's shaking. The world was moving. Did you feel that? There was an earthquake. Did you feel it?
Yeah, earthquakes are pretty common in North Carolina.
We're
actually known for our earthquakes.
We are. It's a very popular natural disaster over here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
No, I was referencing the fact that the camera was moving, Matt.
No, I know.
That this frame, this world in which we exist.
That's actually very philosophy of cinema.
It is. Please, you studied this stuff.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, the camera is the eye of the viewer. Therefore, any movement to the camera is movement to the audience.
Yeah.
And therefore, when the camera moves, it's an earthquake.
Yeah, there it is. That's true. I mean, In Space With Markiplier is a great example of that, right? It's all done in first person, but when the ship gets hit by a meteor or whatever, it's like, whoa! And then the camera moves and you move, and it creates the illusion of oh, there was movement there. That was a thing. Moving to California, when I was working in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, my first job was downtown Hollywood. And what really sold me on that idea of the frame is a subjective. I've always been fascinated by that concept. The idea of, and go figure, it informs everything that we do on YouTube, right? This idea of is the camera lying to you? Who is the meta narrator who's creating this product for you then to consume? What is the narrative that they're trying to tell you, et cetera, et cetera? That's always been a fascinating subject for me growing up. I explore it every week, which is cool. But what really hammered it home was moving to Los Angeles, and across the street from my first office environment was the Chateau Marmont, which is a very fancy hotel, a very famous hotel in central Hollywood, where all the stars and rich hoity-toity people go to, or it's one of the places, right? And you hear stories about Leonardo DiCaprio was at the top floor of the Chateau Marmont on his balcony, and he was looking down on me and stuff like this. Anyway, they were having an Oscars after party there. I was working late one night, and they were having an Oscars after party there. And you could see the cars rolling up, the limos rolling up, the black cars, whatever fancy cars that people were rolling up in, celebrities being dropped off. And there was the step and repeat, the big backer where all the press is lined up and they're taking the photos, and there's promotional of the Oscars or whatever back there. And then they would file into the hotel. The thing was, to the outside world, oh, look at how fabulous Hollywood is. Look at how beautiful it is. Look at how amazing the life of these celebrities are. They're walking through the back alley of a liquor store. Because right next to the Chateau Marmont, go figure, is a liquor store where, the chateau and all the people going into it need party supplies. And so it's literally just like a back alley, not dirt. They moved the dumpsters out of the way, and there it was. But, you would never know that because the frame is subjective.
Yeah.
Thus ends my TED Talk. Thank you all. So there you go, friends. Let's hop back into the wormhole story. Speaking of wormholes and warp cores, that transition didn't go as seamlessly as I wanted it to in my head. But we're just plowing through. The core collection of merch is available right now below this video. It is a re-release of some of our favorite designs from the past, but with more colors to represent more of channels. It is an equal opportunity merch collection. So if you want to support us as theorists, we got hoodies and long sleeve t-shirts and short sleeve t-shirts. all of it, all bright and colorful for the spring, except, it's black. So, but we've done the numbers, and we know that you guys really like it when it's black. So there you go. But it's got more colors this time. So pick them up. There's a couple more available, I think, right below this video. So if you're interested, grab it. When we last left things off, we were it felt like we had reached kind of like a midway point where we met an iteration of Mark that had been left alone in the Invincible for an extended period of time. We meet him and he's like, why have you not saved me? Where did you go? Why can you not wake up? He points out that we have the crystal now embedded in our hand, a crystal that dates us back to Heist with Markiplier. And that seems to be the thing that is opening and closing these wormholes. And now we're kind of on a quest to once again reconnect with Mark, once again warn him that he cannot go back and re-loop again, and that we just need to end this whole thing in order for us to move forward with our lives. In other news, outside of, the main narrative of this thing, I'm still looking for myself. That's the real mission here. There's a chunk that we made for this that I don't know where it fits in, how to find it, so I'm still looking for that too. Matt, anything else to add?
No.
Great.
I'm very generally impressed with the quality of this thing. It is
generally impressed. Very generally impressed with the quality of this thing.
Like in that there's not one specific thing where I'm like, but it's all really well done.
Man,
I'm backtracking.
I was gonna say I like that you're backpedaling here. Again, going back to the reviews, Mere Matt reviews. Mere Matt's review of In Space with Markiplier Part 2. I was very, in general, impressed with the thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Slap that one on the thumbnail for this one, Markiplier, and sell that to Netflix. Mere Matt, very generally impressed. Wow.
Broadly.
Broad, generally speaking.
Yeah. In broad terms.
In broad strokes, yes. very generally impressed.
For the most part, very much impressed I was.
Now he's Yoda. Yoda reviews. So anyway, we were presented here, let's just hop into it. We were presented here with a dilemma here where our kind of like warp core black market salesperson is being held at gunpoint. Do we interview and then watch a leaf fly away in the distance? Do we intervene or do we sneak away? I think I kind of want to sneak away, but let's intervene. Let's, it's good to help people.
We were in the someplace. I tried to stop it. I swear I did, but I don't even know what they did. They don't even know that entire universe is smashing into each other in there. I don't even know how I got out.
Grabbing the cover. Oh no!
You.
Oh no! That was a bad idea.
Your ship.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my ship. Wow, she shoots worse.
Is it?
She shoots worse than a stormtrooper. Dude. Let me avoid you. Hey, that was another freeze frame from the opening. During the last episode, we freeze framed a bunch of still shots that happened at the beginning. I believe that this was one of those that happened there. So just calling out the fact that we're seeing these individual scenes popping up now. Shoot we die? That's a terrible shot. It's cool. That's very cool. Oh, this is pretty awesome. Okay, so we're really going back in time. True story, that was not filmed in reverse. They actually all just walked backwards. And did no, obviously not. Although I think it would be really funny if that was the case. Okay, everyone, walk backwards and do all of this in reverse. That would be amazing. That would be so hard. Do some of those like reverse moves. There was a lot of wire work in that scene. all of it. Basically a Marvel movie in this one moment.
Captain?
Warning, reactor.
That one didn't work. Definitely left that. Okay, right or left? Matt, I'm not doing a good job of choosing. I need you to choose. Right or left?
Wait, what just happened?
Don't think, just choose. What just happened?
We were going in time, and
Yes.
then we went backwards.
Yeah, so I think it's a fair question. I'm thinking, okay, so she shoots us. So presumably we die, right? So now we're seeing other universes glitching together. And we're teleporting back to like a similar moment in part 1 where the alien invades.
Okay. So that's not a continuation of that scene.
It doesn't say. It seems like we are united through dying by her gun. It seems like the universes have collided by us dying via being shot by her.
Okay.
And maybe because a paradox was detected, like we don't hear it here, but maybe there's a world where like we're not allowed to die. So we're rewinding back to a critical point of choice.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay.
That would be my interpretation.
Got it.
What about you?
So the way that I interpreted
Please.
it, because I wasn't getting that, I thought it was all one scene. So I thought it was like we're continuing moving forward in time by going back in time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it though, because obviously, like we have this scene transition, and we have the kind of glitch that shows universes colliding.
Yeah.
So I would argue against that one.
Okay.
Every interpretation is valid, but some of them are wrong.
There's a difference between being valid and being right.
Right, exactly. So you are valid. You are not right.
Let's go.
But I will give you a choice here. So what would you like, left or right?
I want to go left.
You want to go left?
Yeah.
Ooh, the longer one. What's that tell us? I don't know. Let's see. No way! Oh, it's a video. Oh, this is cool. Initializing Wakey Wakey protocol. Oh, this is great. Ha! Captain! What the hell is going on? What the hell is happening? Oh, this is great. Hull breach detected. Ceiling bulkhead. Thanks, Captain. Come on. We've got to save this. This is great. This looks incredible. Whoever they got to animate this is tremendous. You can't run from me. This is her shooting us. Oh, wild. I won't let you get away with this. Hey, whoa, easy there. We're just trying to fix her ship. What? You're going to fix this? Yeah, well, I mean, we should, but... Yes, please, shut down the wormhole and then everything can go back to normal. The universe can still be saved. You can... Something that's too fast for me to read. You can still do the right thing. But we already saved the ship. Didn't we, Captain? Right? Ooh, hey, there's red text. When there's glitchy red text, that means that there's lore. Except it's just right, Captain, again, so... I guess not as much lore as I was hoping. Disappointing. Oh, big glitchy red text. Still just right, Captain. Okay, well, I got excited. Got a little excited, and I was a bit disappointed by that. Wait, no, what's happening? You gotta hurry! Oh, geez. Did she glitch into someone else for a second there? I did appreciate the giant... Yeah, there we go. So we're getting a lot of these references to this. So this we actually got in our first playthrough on In Space Part 1, where it was the whole, like, there was a cryopod, and it said, don't wake the captain. Captain needs his rest. He's sleeping, all of that stuff, right? And in our theory, on game theory, we posited that this is actually Darkiplier. Because in Darkiplier, or in Damien and all the Darkiplier mythos, Damien is constantly being told to go to sleep. You need rest by Celine. In the Damien video specifically, that is a recurring theme. You'll also notice that here the captain, whoever is kept in this cryopod, has these kind of like cyan light blue eyes, which again is connecting back to Damien's color palette in his half of Darkiplier, which is cyan or kind of this pale blue. So all of it seems, and if we are the captain, if the whole series is like, Captain, you gotta do this, Captain, we are the captain. So if we're right, and all of this is connecting whoever's in that cryopod to Darkiplier / Damien, and that person is then the captain, that person is then also us. Bada bing, bada boom. Transitive property of equality right there. So I don't know, but it is interesting that we see him glitching into reality during these moments. There's not much time. It's a puppet, run. But Captain, I thought we run. And then you'll see also all the kind of warning signs that were there before. What's helping me? Help me! That was cool. Right or left, Matt? We actually have a long time. I'm gonna let this play for a second. This is a long one. No? I was wondering if there'd be like an Easter egg or something. Okay.
Let's go left again.
Left again?
Yeah.
Yes! Peak content. Chef's kiss. I'm so excited. Anything about hand puppets is a win for me.
Who are you? How did you get in here? Wait.
She's gonna be firing her laser.
I know you. You're the anomaly. But how are you here? I thought we solved that problem.
See, this is interesting. Okay, so again, if we as the captain are the anomaly, you are the anomaly, Darkiplier is the anomaly. Again, maybe I'm just overthinking this. Maybe it's just me looking for evidence to support my theory. But there's a lot of weird details around the captain and who we are. People asking us, don't you know who you are, this and that. We are. If people are calling us the anomaly, who are we? I think that's it. You'll also notice, I know that this is to, again, preserve the neutrality of who the captain is. They can be any person, any color, any race, any gender, whatever. But the fact that the arm is tinted blue, again, is leading back to Damien, who has this blue tint always associated with him.
Unless, quickly, come with me to my lab. Well, come on.
He's going.
I didn't think it would be possible, but I did think it could be possible, which is why we need to run some tests. Here, in my...
Is this Rosanna?
Sorry. Remodeled recently. This is my kitchen, not my lab. Follow me.
This is Rosanna's kitchen. And I'm like, why does that voice sound familiar? I think that's Rosanna. This is her. I love it. Oh, this is incredible. Because I'm like, that's her kitchen. I appreciate being like megalomaniac dictator of the universe. That was fun. And I like glitching to become Mark. That being said, I am a little bit bummed that I did not become a puppet.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like Ro might have gotten the better end of the deal
Kinda.
here. It's pretty cool.
Probably didn't even have to like put on makeup.
Oh! Wouldn't that be amazing if they did, though? If Ro actually had to put on makeup. Hey, we need you to put on makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to be the stick. Okay.
She's in like the full space cadet uniform, like under the screen.
Right. It's like, we got to get into character, for the authenticity of the piece. You got to get fully made up.
Hey. Things have been a little chaotic lately, but now that we're...
Oh, yeah, that's definitely... now that I hear it, it's definitely
Ro.
Ro.
The lab, we'll get answers soon. Follow me. No.
So this is I might be mistaken on this, so call me out if I am. I'm totally fine. This is Binging with Babish's kitchen, isn't it?
100%.
Great.
Yeah.
Great joke. So subtle, but I love it. That's awesome.
No.
So great. I'm assuming that all of these maybe are either stock images of kitchens or other people's kitchens. I'm not recognizing a lot of them. This is great though. If it's a who's who of like kitchen sets in the YouTube space, that's amazing.
Are you kidding me? This is possible.
Oh.
Unless
It's just
it's not impossible.
tapping across
Unless
the
it's some kind of a paradox. But there couldn't be a paradox. For there to be a paradox, there would have to be an...
You did call me.
What did you do? What did you do? I knew you were the anomaly, and now I'm gonna finish what I started.
Oh man, roll.
Where is your radar?
Whoop-a-doo. That's great. That was fantastic. Best scene. All right, Matt, you're doing a great job picking. Here, actually, I'm gonna pick. I don't want to go 1140. I want to go 58. 1140 seems like we're. I don't know. I don't even know. Ain't nobody got time for that long.
We are here at the scene of the crime, where the perpetrator has returned. Might it be possible?
Jump into
that
wormhole.
said
Friends don't let
criminal
friends jump into
mastermind
wormholes.
Mayhaps be ready to confess their heinous crimes. What cause did you have to destroy the entire multiverse? Where did you obtain such a
Okay,
reckless
we got a ticker. Invisible 3 budget runs amok. Doomed before it
disregard
begins.
for human and unhuman life? Why did you feel the need to end the existence of all that exists? And most
Local petting zoo explodes with joy as pet one get one free.
importantly
Day
of all,
goes on.
which one of us is the real Jim?
Jim! Jim's returned. Yo, Jim! Jim, bro! You know what game he would love? You know what game Jim would love? Do you? Jim would love Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Actually, no, Jim would love Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim! Beast it!
Yeah, bro.
Pound that rock!
Yeah, bro.
Your bro is very underwhelming.
Or Jim.
Are they gonna get that joke?
I think so.
Okay.
I did the math while you were being Jim.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I think that'll make sense.
Okay, great.
They have to be a dedicated fan of this channel, though.
I mean, certainly. I like that within our videos now, there's deep lore that connects things. It's basically what we're creating here on this couch is In Space with Markiplier Part 3.
Whoa. In the
fraction of a budget. Zero budget. Like $100. I'll give you $100. Here you go.
On the couch with Mac.
Yeah, with Mac. Dictator. I don't need. Who needs costumes? Just here. Let me put on a. Gonna change into a different character. I left this here the other day. Here we go. Boom. Now I'm a different character. Whoa!
Now that's Jim.
Alternate universe. Is this Jim? Oh man, if this is what Jim wears, Jim's got to have some issues. Yo, Jim! Which one is the real Jim? Real Jim's right here, bro. He's not on the camera right now. He's right here, sitting on this couch.
The real Jim was the friends that we made along the way.
Also, can I just say, maybe you feel differently because you don't engage in, pop culture. But the Office Jim is like
that's Jim,
the quintessential Jim, right?
Yeah.
Like my Jim is much more of like bro, Jim bro Jim.
Yeah.
But the quintessential Jim is the like smirking like.
They really kind of distilled the essence of Jim.
Yeah, right.
Into
John Krasinski is like Jim. I mean, he should just like rename himself Jim Krasinski. It's close anyway. John, Jim. Come on.
Is there another name that's like that? Lucy, kind of.
Lucy?
Yeah, like Lucille Ball.
Oh, like how she began?
Yeah.
I guess maybe. Names that are like synonymous.
That are like people. Barb.
Who's a Barb?
I don't know.
I was gonna say. I feel like a Gloria.
But like
Gloria comes with some severe connotations.
Yeah, but they're not named after like a specific person.
No. I'm trying to. Well, and it's also interesting too because like you look at J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, right? Like, that's a Spider-Man thing. You don't get it.
Got
it's
it.
fine. But he, like, when it comes to iconic characters playing iconic roles,
Yeah.
right? Like, every J. Jonah Jameson will be forever compared to J.K. Simmons playing that role, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's a little bit different, but there are definitely those moments where it's like actor plus role is so perfect that you can't imagine anyone else do. Like, you can't imagine someone else playing Jim from The Office.
I feel that way about Adam Driver from Girls.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Adam Driver is his character from Girls in everything that I see.
Interesting. Even that's how much do you really see of Adam Driver? Like,
The few
he's
things
been doing movies that are kind of like designed to try and be popular.
Well, he's a Star Wars guy, right?
He is. Yeah,
He's a Star Wars guy.
He is the Star Wars guy. Huh?
But in my head,
yeah,
the guy from Girls somehow ended up in the Star Wars universe.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He's great. By the way, when it comes to like characters and actors, like he's
pretty good.
He's really versatile. I've enjoyed him in a lot of the, like, because I too watch films that are, you know, not just Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know,
he's good in A Marriage Story.
Yeah, Marriage Story.
Like,
That's the one that immediately jumps to mind.
really
Like,
good in that movie.
Him and Scarlett. ScarJo. Great. Jim. Let's hop back to Jim. Jimflation is on the rise. Jim. Great. See, they know what a quality gym is right there. Oh no! All those gyms are being lost. Okay. Right or left, Matt?
I think that this is... I think because these timestamps are the same as a loop that we've already been through.
Are they?
And I think we went left.
Okay, so let's go right. Really? We're looping back on itself.
Hello, Internet.
Oh! Yeah! There it is! Yes! Good one!
Thanks.
Woo! Oh, this is it. Okay, this is the other one. Woo! Oh, I'm so excited. Look, and I'm MatPat. I'm not MacPat. I'm Map. There's a MacPat and a MatPat.
Yeah, the lore implications are really severe.
It's crazy,
You
man.
exist in this world.
I
That's
do.
Cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Isn't that really exciting? I'm
Does that
really
mean
excited.
I exist?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not push our luck. There's a MatPat. MatPat can exist without a Mirror Pat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Or Mirror Mats.
I'm
Mirror
hurt.
MatPat. I called you a Mirror Pat.
I don't like the lore implications of
That's
Pat.
concerning.
That's hard.
That's concerning.
That's my Darkiplier.
That Mirror Pat?
Yeah.
Mirror Matt, Mirror Pat. Yeah. Oh no, don't summon him. Don't do it. No, it's bad look for everyone. There it is. Okay, but yeah. So that's like that time that Markiplier showed up in an ad for FNAF AR, like the augmented reality game. He like shows up, I believe, as himself. Like, I don't know if he's a character or not. It's very unclear, but it appears on his channel too, which is also a layer of weirdness. And so the fact that Markiplier might exist within the FNAF canon unit, that's weird. And that's a thing that I've always, again, just like Mirror Matt existing in here, I'm like, hands off. But yeah, MatPat existing in the In Space With Markiplier one. That's wild.
Welcome to Space Theory.
Hold on. Am I making space? Is that the last channel?
Did he figure it out?
Did I figure out the last channel?
No, did he figure it out?
I don't know. Wow. Watch out, Neil deGrasse Tyson, coming for your... there can only be one astronomer at a time.
That's like not unreasonable.
Space theory?
Yeah.
It's possible. Mm-hmm. It's cool. It's a great logo, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's a really solid logo.
It's a different blue.
It is. It is a different blue. And it has a gradient on it because it's fancy.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just like, here's flat blue. Maybe we'll update the logo for like fancy 2022.
Show where the only thing more infinite than the universe is Mark's ego. It was bad enough that he named the show after himself, but now just look at the number of characters that he plays in this thing. Just couldn't let anyone else share the spotlight there, eh, Markiplier? Or should I say, Dadiplier? Maybe I should say Stan the Waterman. Don't think that we didn't notice the fanny pack there, bro. You ain't gonna slip through lore details like that on our watch. But enough.
You know what's funny? So we produced this. If it looks like a game theory episode, that's because it is. Like we made this and we submitted it to the team. But when I was reading that, No clue what I was referring to. No, I'm just like, I'm reading the lines. Dataplier, I don't know. Again, I only knew the scenes that I was in, so I'm like, I don't know who Dataplier is, but I'm just gonna, all right, sure. And then eventually, when they finished shooting, we got whatever necessary screenshots we needed to like slot in there. But yeah, we're like, we don't know what's going on.
So they wrote the script, though.
They wrote the script.
They did a really good job of imitating your style.
Yeah, I didn't have to tweak a thing, actually.
Yeah.
Usually for something like this, I would like hop in. I'd be like, hey, is it okay if I edit these things? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was a perfect read. Yep. So yeah, that's also worth calling out. When I'm roasting Mark here, this is Mark roasting himself through my voice. So while I agree with his assessment, you know, it is Mark's words in my voice.
Enough about YouTube celebrities and their massive egos. We're here today to talk about one thing and one thing only: space. So let's start off with a relatively simple subject, shall we? Wormholes, magical transportation tubes, Deus Ex Machina, or is it simply a convenient plot device for lazy, egomaniacal writers to transition from one scene to another without having to worry about their established continuity? I know! Oh no! Here we go again! Oh boy, I'm feeling a little nauseous. Oh boy! But hey,
that's just the bending of time and space! Thanks for watching!
It turned out so well. That's great. Yeah. So we produced all of that, and then they're doing the transitions and stuff here. That's fantastic. Oh, that's so fun. Jim! Let's go writing. Write was fun. Oh, write is 10 minutes. Are we ready?
I think we do it.
Okay. It's a long boy. Let's strap in. Oh, wow. We have taken a tonal shift, as it were. Neil deGrasse. The cosmos. An infinite vacuum of space.
Space was so cool.
Oh!
So cool.
Oh, this.
But it won't even live.
This is cool. Okay, I believe this is. Where is it? This is it's a song by Shmo Yoho that they did to a different.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and this is a game about space. Space. It's so beautiful. So cool. My computer can't handle the. Oh, that's so cool. So cool.
That's awesome. What a cool reference. That's really awesome, and that's well done. Love that.
In a memory universe.
So is this a whole new version of the song?
Unspooled, so cruel.
So this is a remixed version of the original song.
To be leaving with
Or like a
only a
redone version.
melody. So pretty, what a pity.
Please let this launch into it.
Billions and billions of stories and infinite stars. We did our best.
Wow. Full on music video.
Together, but now the seams are all pulling apart.
I hope they all do a chorus line. That would be amazing. Just all linked arms.
This was so cool.
Oh, and there's the Shmo Yoho guys.
So cool.
So he brought him back to do this.
Live in a memory.
This is
It was so pretty, what a pity. If there was a way
Keeps going, strap in.
I could change all that's been wrecked, rewrite the regrets. Let's leave no stone unturned. Let's stay bright till we're burned.
Space is really cool. And also terrifying.
And so pretty.
Here's the thing. Is Markiplier gonna be uploading videos after this? Yeah, of course, absolutely. But the way that this, especially part 2, has been structured so far as almost like a greatest hits of references, past projects, people that he's worked with in the past, you know, like jokes, and even like one-off videos like this. You have Tiny Box, like it is so packed full of everything. Like it is such a great retrospective of everything that he has done up until this point. And yeah, absolutely sure the other like Heist had a lot of Easter eggs and references and things like that. But this one feels so much more leaning into that world that it's fascinating. That I wouldn't be surprised for this to be like a magnum opus. Like when you talk about like what are moments where it makes sense for a YouTuber to end their career. And I don't want Mark to end his career. I think the stuff that he does is amazing. But as a creator, you know, you think about that sort of thing. Like when do you stop? How do you stop? Like what is your final upload, right? And like I've talked to people, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this here, but like if I'm PewDiePie, for instance, right? For me, my endpoints, I think from a narrative, dramatic conclusion standpoint, would have been like T-Series crossing me. Because that was, here's T-Series coming up through the ranks. I've been number 1 this whole time. It's a changing of the guard, right? I'm set for life. I have, you know, who knows how many millions, tens of millions of dollars set aside. I should be good, right? And when it comes, like, can I keep doing it if I enjoy it? Absolutely, 100%. But like when it comes to like, what is the end of PewDiePie? Like that's that moment, right? Here, this feels like a really good climactic, all-encompassing moment of like, oh, and this is like the retrospective, and this is how far I've come as a creator to have produced something like this. There's stuff for fans, there's stuff for non-fans, whatever. It's cool. But yeah, anyway, it's interesting to look at this and see it and be like, this would be like we titled our last game theory about the end of, we titled it The End of Markiplier. That's in the thumbnail. And we did it as a reference to like the end of In Space with Markiplier shorthand. But like, unironically, this feels like it could be a very good end point. I don't think it is. We'll see. We haven't gotten to the end. Who knows? Maybe that is. Maybe the whole series ends with him being like, you know what? Thanks, guys. I doubt it, but it'd be interesting. Any thoughts, Matt? What about you? When it comes to YouTuber final upload, like conclusions, like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, that's hard.
Because you also don't see it a lot. Mm-hmm. Like a PewDiePie is a great example. He's set, he's got his 100 million, whatever, but he's still going, right? Like, and this is one of the things that we've consulted on, and we've spoken at like VidCon and more recently at Vid Summit, where it's like, as a YouTuber, defining what your endpoint is important and is something almost you should be thinking about early on in your channel's life, because you can start building to that moment. Like, you know, if you're trying to sell to someone else, that is something that you build toward and you structure your channel in one way. If you want to just run it as a treadmill, you run it another way. Like there's a lot of different ways, but that ultimately dictates what sort of channel you create.
Yeah. It seems like what tends to happen is a failed crossover is sort of how people bite the dust.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Or just fade away. They just like up and leave sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like failed crossovers are something that happens a lot. Like they just stopped uploading and everyone's like, really?
Yeah.
Like rarely is and I get why, right? No one wants to close a door. Life is hard with closing doors. And this is again a thing that Steph and I talk about a lot, which is like closing a door. And this is in relation to friends in our lives too. Like, but also like when I left theater, that was me closing a door. And Stephanie was a big, was teaching me at the time, like if you don't close certain doors in your life, certain doors just choose to close for you, right? If you try to keep all the doors open, life will just close doors. And if you're not willing to make a decision and choose a direction, sometimes you don't get that option anymore. Like I have a lot of friends who have tried to keep a lot of doors open, but around them other things are closing because they're not willing to focus in one specific area.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. That's something I've never thought about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also, if you're so successful at something, it's hard to want to leave it.
Right. Oh, 100%.
And
Absolutely.
orchestrating your leave is wanting to leave, which is
Right. Which is
hard.
tough. Yeah. It's also, and again, like to use the PewDiePie example, it's like, well, if I'm sitting here and recording a bunch of episodes and, make even more money off of it, like it's hard to turn off that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of layers to that sort of thing. It's interesting.
What do they call it when it's like once you get like a comfy job, it's very, very hard to leave that comfy job.
Isn't that, what is it, like golden balloon or something like that?
Yeah, it's like golden something.
Golden parachute? No. Golden parachute something. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, right? Like, it's like, well, I could leave, but why would I?
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. Anyway, seeing that just made me think of that. Because this whole series has been so well put together. This is a serious moment, I guess. Back through the kitchen, so we're going back kind of the way we came. Back to the cafe, the diner, where we saw Old Man Mark at the beginning. Is Old Man Mark still here?
Captain? I was hoping you'd be back.
Sorry, I wasn't able
It's
to stop.
gone real dark out there. I imagine that this is probably the end. Don't worry about not stopping me soon. I'm starting to realize that even though we have infinite choices every single second of our lives, there's only a handful that really, really matter.
Huh, that's interesting.
You know, what's funny?
Want to something.
I don't know why, but I'm happy. I don't know any other way to explain it. Content with everything. Being this close to an end, finally an end. And seeing you again, just, I don't know.
I don't want to what? I can't see the bottom of the cup.
It's
You
good.
gestured to it though. It seemed like it was important.
It's good. For a while there, I felt like I was right back there.
I don't want to free? I don't want to be free, maybe? I'm trying to think of how many words. I don't want to fry. I don't want to fry. I think it's I don't want to be free.
Again. Living every single life again and again. Never stopping. Always moving forward. But now, it's calm. It's calm.
Okay. So again, I mean, to what we were just talking about when it's like, is this an end point? I mean, a lot of this is an end point for this narrative, right? But also it feels, again, like looking at it through the tone of like, as a YouTuber, as a content creator who's been doing this for 10 years, like you see it. It's really interesting. It also is interesting in the context of our first ever like Markiplier lore theory, where we made this reference, and at the time it was one of those theories that I'm like, this works logically from a like, is this a real thing? I don't think so. This idea of like, Mark could be actor, the Mark that you see on screen reacting to video games is like canonically potentially like actor Mark or one of his characters, right? It's yet another character that exists in the wider like Markiplier lore universe that is his channel. So it's the whole like, can we trust Markiplier? Because the person that we see reacting on camera is actually a character from the lore. And it's interesting here because it feels, again, like a commentary on that, because here earlier we saw Mark with his headphones on like a streamer, dressed casually in a normal bedroom, sitting there crying. We don't know about what. And maybe that in and of itself is an interesting question. But we don't know why he's crying, but he's sitting there in the bedroom and we give him the hug, and then we transition to another wormhole. So it's probably worth looking back and seeing like, what was that scene about? But again, if all of this is connected, and he's revisiting all these moments, and he's talking about revisiting all those moments in life, if this is truly actor Mark, then that would kind of tie into it. Like, was that character gamer Mark actually actor Mark in this too?
Everything has to end, Captain. It has to. It doesn't matter how tightly you hold on to things, they'll still just slip right through your fingers.
It is, I don't want to be free.
You'll always make mistakes. You have to. And that's okay. I just wish I learned that sooner. For what it's worth,
What's under the door?
I'm glad I got to share this adventure with you.
Also, that spot on the floor is driving me nuts. That's that spot on the floor right there. I don't know why. It's like such a perfectly laid out scene, and that little spot on the tiles, like, oh, someone clean that spot.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, it's driving me insane.
What do you think it is?
Milk. Spilled milk. Regrets. You know what that is? It's regrets. Symbolic of the mistakes that we've made in the past.
The captain pauses for a moment.
Also, also MatPat pauses for a moment. I'm noticing there's that alien text again at the top here. A couple frames back, you can see it more. But again, like something that's worth decoding.
Moment. Taking in the emptiness of the once bustling diner. Pondering the lives of all those who must have passed through this place.
More alien text.
It's hard to imagine it was ever full to begin with. But it was once. And that's what matters.
Just like old times, eh, Captain?
Captain.
And the only person that I trust more than
myself is the captain. Where are you going?
I can't give up.
Did we make Captain,
How could the captain do this?
That's not me, Captain. That's not me.
There has to be a way.
Not up to you. I'm sorry.
I just need more time. We trusted you. One more time. Hi, Captain.
No!
Sorry about that. Couldn't afford to let you make another mistake.
Ooh. Oh man, we made a mistake,
say.
Matt. Matt, I give control over to you. Now, you'll notice that no one was smacking me upside the head with fire extinguishers or ripping jewels out of my hand.
You chose this one.
You... Matt! Stop calling out my mistakes.
After an eternity of nothing but second chances. Don't. You don't have to keep trying anymore. There's no time anywhere. Another thing I never thought I'd say again. But I'm gonna fix the damage you caused. I had a long time to spend rebuilding this machine you broke. A long time over too many lives. But I know now that this thing does more than just make wormholes.
Ooh.
Distance and time are the same thing from different perspectives. That's all these universes are. Just different points of view. And this machine didn't just bridge a tunnel through our universe. It was bridging all of them. And you destroyed it. I can't undo what you've done.
You're not?
Not here anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's gotta be.
Or at least, not now. If I could go back, if I could try again, if I could stop you before any of this even started, maybe I could save everyone.
No, you can't.
What the hell does that mean?
Use sand.
Sand? What's sand? No! You'll destroy everything again! Captain! Don't let go! Don't let go!
Don't let him go. You can't go back.
Let me go! Captain, please, I can fix this. Look, I don't know what you did. And maybe you didn't mean to, but I have to stop you. I have to. God, I wish I thought of a fake hand or something. Please!
That's funny. So that's all the fake
This is the
hands.
end of everything. Everyone that ever existed is gonna get wiped out unless you let me go! Captain! Please!
Can't let him go.
I have to keep trying!
Can't let. He's not allowed to go.
Please, let me go! I know I can fix everything! I know there's a perfect solution! I just have to find it! Please! Captain! Captain, no! Captain! Don't do it!
He launches the gem into there, which then starts Heist. So I guess the question is Heist first or second? Is this a prequel to Heist?
What have you done? You destroyed us. You destroyed everything. This was our last chance to fix things, and it's gone. I spent an eternity in hell rebuilding this stupid machine, and you threw it all away! I don't know if you're evil or just stupid, but if I'm not back there to fix it... If I'm not back there...
And that breaks.
If I'm not back, then the whole core's not back.
Oh, it loops! Loop-de-loop!
I thought I rebuilt it because you destroyed it.
But maybe... Time loops are funny that way.
I sent it back. I built it. I built it. It was my fault. Captain, I'm tired.
Acting
I don't
real.
know when the last time I slept was.
Damien? Maybe. Again, we're getting finicky because maybe we'll see. We'll see. Because he's talking about sleeping and how tired he is. Celine is tired. Celine is tired. Well, maybe none of them. This might just be, maybe it's just the story. I'll let the story play.
I don't know if I've slept at all. Have you?
Is this Celine and Damien?
I'm really sorry. Yes. I thought the only way to stop this was to stop you. Stop all this from happening in the first place. But it was me.
All right, Mark. I forgive you.
It was me.
Man, again, I was here to
All those
save the day.
mistakes, all those lifetimes, all the people. I guess I lost hope. But you didn't. You never did.
Again, I gotta come in and save the day. Man, it's so hard to be so great. Right, Matt? You understand.
Software update complete.
Initializing Wakey protocol. Current ship status is nominal.
Morning, Captain. Ooh, you look like you've been through hell. Yeah, cryo sleep sucks, but coffee can help.
Morning, Cap. I'll be heading down with the advance team. If there's any horrible aliens down there, I'll take care of them.
Not everything can be solved with explosions.
Not in my experience. I'll see you on the ground, Cap.
You and Mark are one in the same. Captain, all colonists are safe, healthy, and accounted for, but I'll keep my eye on them as they wake up. Thank you for getting us here safe.
No problem. I just slept in my pod the whole time. True. Mac gets it. Mac guy had some good ideas, didn't he? The whole time he's like, oh, Captain, you just do whatever captains do. I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll do all the hard work.
I don't know if that's a side of history that you want to be on.
Mac?
Maybe Mac had some good ideas.
Mac gave rise to a great space empire. I am just saying.
Yikes.
Regardless of what other things might have happened in history or whatever, In Space with Markiplier, Mac, guy with vision. Just like...
You are a child of the universe. No less than a tree or a star. You deserve to be here.
Also, can I just call out the fact that giant wrench is a prop? I didn't see that on set. That giant wrench probably cost half the prop budget. Those giant wrenches are enormously expensive. As someone who has wanted to buy a giant wrench, not for any particular project, but just to own a giant wrench like that.
Yeah.
Because it would be cool.
Uh-huh.
Enormously expensive.
Really? Are they like made of metal? Or
yeah, no, it is a literal giant tool. Mm-hmm. You use it for like heavy duty, like factory, equipment and stuff. So it makes sense that but it's like,
yeah,
seeing that as prop, I'm like, whoo, that's half the prop budget right there.
Whether or not it's clear to you, no doubt, the universe is playing out as it should. Captain.
Oh,
Computer, let's get those blast shields open.
Oh, look at that. What a
The trip was smooth. Just a few rocks, a couple cosmic rays. Nothing the computer couldn't handle on its own.
Acknowledged. All systems are fully operational.
Great.
All crew accounted for. Disembarkation underway.
She is a beauty, isn't she, Captain? The long-range scans did not do her justice. Perfect in almost every way. We'll still have to do top-to-bottom scans once we're down on the surface, but we're moving equipment as fast as we can. The crew is eager to get off the ship and onto solid ground. I think you can understand the sentiment.
No, clearly not. There's a bunch of moons. Sorry, that was a stupid question.
Thank you for not giving up on me.
Oh.
Just thank you.
Wait, but I don't have taste. Did we gain an extra sense in the process? Because I saw at the beginning, canonically, we don't have taste. Just saying. This was great. This is phenomenal. Credits. Anything else? Just seeing if there's any like bonus. Is this a Ninja Sex Party song? Wait, yeah, there's. Ha! Ha! There it is.
So much trouble. All for something so small.
Ah! Oh, and then it leads you to Heist. So is it a prequel? Or is this just to loop you back? Darkiplier! I mean, he showed up. Shoot, but that means that my theory was wrong. Because I guess that means that we weren't actually... So Easter egg for something to come? Or is it a reference to Darkiplier in Heist? I don't... A twist at the end! I thought I had it. But that's, I mean, obviously that's Darkiplier. You saw the filter, you saw the red and blue outline, you hear the, like, effect on his voice. Although it's interesting now, because now he's in white. That's interesting, because, and it looks like white pants as well. That's weird.
Scroll down.
Yeah.
Shoes on the left.
Yeah, no. Right?
They're not weird. Boots, though, are they?
That's... Right, because those are the shoes. Or at least, here's the thing. They're close enough to the shoes that if I were like doing a theory about it, it'd be like the shoes are the same. Or at least, it's like Wilford Wharfstache looking close enough. You know, like, filmed at 2 separate times, you might not have the exact costume. That's... Because I don't think Darkiplier wears... He's always in black. Does he? When does he? Oh, is he white in Heist? Darkiplier. Oh, he is white in Heist. That's right. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, the ending 31. That's right. So it's this. So In Space is probably a prequel to. Probably a prequel, but to Heist. But I've never even. It's weird because I've never thought about it from like he's wearing white, he's wearing black perspective. Like I've always, it's Darkiplier. But I never really made the connection that he wears white in Heist. Does that connect at all to Unus Annus? And would. I don't know. That's interesting. Huh. Well, we saved him. We saved Mark. Good for us. Up top. High five. We ruined the time loop. The concept of certain choices in your life truly mattering versus like the infinite number of like minor choices that that's a really interesting idea to play with. Because it's right, you know, and it's really interesting that this is how it was structured, where Space 1 and Space 2 seem like they're pushing you into, instead of Heist, which had literally like 32 different endings, some massive number. This one seems like it's kind of funneling you down into a small handful. Even here, it might just boil down to this one. I don't know, but it seems like we got what would be the true ending, and I don't know if we're that lucky to have gotten it, right? Like you said, you saw a moment where it seemed like we were getting directed along 2 choices that we'd done already. So you loop back around until you get the right path. That idea of like, you get a lot of choices and it expands outward, but then it all comes back together in the end. It's a really interesting concept to play with. Do you have a couple of moments, some choices in your life, Matt, that really seem to have dictated things?
I I tend to be more on the end of whatever is meant to happen will happen.
Interesting.
That end of the spectrum.
Huh. So you let fate choose.
Not necessarily, but how much free choice do we have?
I mean, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of the point of the question that I was asking you, but that's fine. It's okay. It's okay. For me, let me reflect my experience.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Yeah.
No, I mean, but it's true, right? Like I look at my life, right, and there are a couple moments that were very decisive moments that led me to this ending. This end point, right? Like one of them was, do I continue in theater or do I stop? It wasn't so much that, it was more phrased around, do I continue touring around in theater or do I make New York my home base? And that was one of those big choices where I'm like, okay, I've done a lot of touring around. I've done this professionally. Let's lock into New York and see if New York works, And then from there, the sub choice shortly after that was like, okay, well, do we like New York or do we want to pursue other things? Another one was, do I go down job path A or do I go down job path B? And one was vastly different from work at Big Frame, and then work at Big Frame led me to, to eventually the YouTube stuff and blah, 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 blah. Because I don't think if I had gone down this path, I would have continued down the YouTube stuff. Maybe I would have.
You think so? I think maybe you would have.
I don't know. The YouTube stuff? I think because the YouTube stuff was always meant to get me a job, right?
Right.
And down this path, this was not YouTube digital video. This was just teaching, right? And so at that point, I would have had the job. I don't know if I would have had a reason to keep up the YouTube channel. Whereas here, going down the Big Frame route, it was, I have an audience, sure, but 30,000 people around at the time. But it was also like I have a job that specifically is in this industry. So it behooves me as a professional to continue doing YouTube in order to learn more about it, connect with other creators, whatever. Like the job and the YouTube were synergistic, whereas here it would have been like, this takes up a lot of time. And I also have this other job that takes up a lot of time, and the two are kind of in diverging pathways. The doors would have closed, right? Maybe.
But you don't think that you have sort of an urge to create that would have overcome you anyways? Like, do you think you would have been happy teaching and you wouldn't have created like a side project or a channel?
Probably. I'm very happy in the situations that I'm in. Like I'm a good workhorse. Yeah. I will say, but and also I would funnel that creativity into the classroom, right? Like if I'm teaching, I would be working to create stuff for the students, that sort of thing. Plus, and again, like I cannot overstate the amount of time when I was doing this alone.
Oh yeah.
It was literally every night I would get back from Big Frame, I would start and I would go to sleep at like 2 a.m. And then my weekends were completely gone, because it was just me to crank out another episode. Whereas I'm beholden to like a classroom full of students and doing lesson plan, like this job, when I was done for the day, I was done and I could go home and do the other stuff that I was doing. Here it was, if you're a teacher, there's so much other non-classroom time where you're lesson planning, building resources, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alternate universes. It's fascinating. So anyway, that's what I think. Matt's just like, the universe will carry me. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm a little more that way. I mean, obviously decisions matter and you have free will, but I like to think that circumstance plays much more of a part in things than we would like to admit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. All right. Well, there you have it. Which side of the debate do you fall on? Are you a laissez-faire, let the universe decide, or are you a control freak like Mac? So anyway, that's In Space with Markiplier. Obviously, there are routes that we didn't take. There are scenes that we didn't see. We didn't even go down the horror route at the beginning. Like that's your first choice already. That kind of sets you down, I'm sure, a different path. So who knows what else is there? This gets me wanting to revisit Heist with Markiplier. It also makes me want to revisit Unis Honest in whatever capacity you can at this point, because who knows if there's connection points there now. All of it's coming together. But in the end, to Mark, a huge congratulations. Please, like I said at the end of the last episode, but again, I say here, support him in his endeavors. Please go over there. Make sure you give the whole series a watch. Play through it in your own way. we did one run here, but obviously there are so many different ways to take it. And, you know, it's just an honor to be a part of this. I think it's such a cool project. I think the work that he's doing is so interesting and so important for the platform. So it's always good to be involved with it. So thank you, Mark, for having me. Thank you guys for watching me play through it. Enjoy your own playthrough. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. So remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya!